I feel like we're both kind of Peter Pans in our own right, where we're just like, we're going to be these fun kids who love to just do crazy stuff forever. And
I agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Carganilla Online Variety Entertainment Podcast. Here's your host, Paul Carganilla.
hello and welcome to COVE. This is the online variety show in which we aim to both entertain and inspire both our podcast listeners and YouTube viewers through a variety of art forms, including music, poetry, storytelling, special guest interviews, travel blogs, dramatic readings, so much more. A grab bag, you never know what you can get. It's like opening up a brand new bag of Pogs and tossing them into the air, and who knows what's going to land in your lap every Tuesday. Yeah, I went to Pogs. I don't know why that pops in my head, but I'm a child of the 80s, and it was in there somewhere. I just dusted it off, and I'm going to bring it home with a slammer. And that is a special guest that we have today that I have known, oh gosh, I should have done the math on this, quite a while. I want to say at least a decade. We performed together back at the Disney parks, but he is a ball of energy, endless entertainment. He is a multi-hyphenate, actor, director, producer, cosplayer, YouTuber, singer, of course. That's like the main thing. And we're going to get to know him and just check out all the highlights and landmarks along his creative journey. Can't wait to introduce you to him. But first, we must go down to the creek and draw some water from the well, which is also by the creek, and sip of it. Say hello to our producer behind the scenes, producer Craig Jackman.
Welcome.
Pogs and creeks.
I don't know, man.
Okay. That's a good combination. I like that, you know?
We're recording this on a Friday morning, and my brain is misfiring left and right. So this is going to be...
Or is it firing? That's the thing. It could
I
be
hope
either
it's
way.
not firing.
Well, at least it's moving forward.
At least it's doing something.
Doing something. There we go.
I'm alive. It's another beautiful day on this earth. We got
Absolutely.
the live stream on YouTube. I want to say hello to everyone joining us here on a Friday in the YouTube live stream, and everybody listening to the podcast version whenever it drops. Oh, Craig, are you excited?
I'm very excited. It's been a while since, we have communicated with this gentleman. It's been a while since I have, and I know he's a very good friend of yours. And when we've worked together in the past, wow, just an amazing artist, entertainer. And it's so great to see someone be successful because of how they believe, what they do, and their passion for it. So I'm excited to share this episode with everybody so they get to learn about this amazing individual.
Yeah. So I've known him, I mentioned, probably over a decade now, and he was just a young lad when we met, but I was impressed right away by not only his energy and his drive, but his vision. He has a very clear creative vision, and it's been so fun to watch him carry it out over the years, and can't wait to share it with everybody right here, right now. As I tell you a little bit about him, our guest today, Chris Villain, was born and raised in Orange County, California, where it did not take him long to gain quite a following on social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. He is a jack of all trades and has racked up millions of views on his viral singing parodies and nerd culture videos. We have to explore nerd culture because I need a definition.
Ooh, I like that idea.
I mean, I have an idea, but I want to explore what that means. But he's now boasting well over 600,000 followers across his social media platforms. And Chris's videos have grabbed the attention of entertainment hubs across the country, such as the Huffington Post, Logo TV, Broadway World, and many more. These viral videos have also allowed Chris to direct, write, produce, act, and collaborate on projects with Disney, Disney Channel, Nintendo, Comedy Central, Geico, Sci-Fi, Hot Topic, and Universal Pictures. We're going to unpack as much as we can in under an hour, so let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the Carganilla Online Variety Entertainment Podcast our guest today, Chris Villain.
You guys, you're gonna make me cry. That was so nice.
Oh, I'm just so happy you could join us, and we're so excited to have you here in the Cove.
I'm so excited to be here. This is I don't know, I just love you guys, so I'm just excited to be here.
And we love you. Do you, off the top of your head, remember what year did the Phineas and Ferb DJ show open at?
When you said that, I was like, oh, let me rack my brain. It had to have been like 2012, 2013-ish, like somewhere around there, I want to say.
Do you still work at the Disney parks at all?
I do not. I think technically somewhere, I think I'm still employed by them somehow in some weird fine print, but no.
That was me through COVID. And then after COVID, they called and said, hey, we're just going to have to trim some fat here. I hope you understand. And I was like, yeah, we are throwing the cart in front of the horse again. And we have to first put you through the ringer. We do this with all of our guests at the beginning of every episode, and it is our 60-second icebreaker introduction challenge. So we read your bio, all the professional stuff. Now we want to hear everything else that you could possibly tell us in under 60 seconds. Are you up for the challenge?
Oh, I'm ready, bro.
All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I have a puppy named Lancelot. He's a mini husky. I love him very much. I feel like we knew each other in a past life. Wow. I'm a big fan of anime. I am also a big video game nerd. I love all things video game, gamers, all of the good stuff. You will not meet another person who believes in Bigfoot more than I do. Bigfoot is real. He is my boy. Don't get me started on anything paranormal. I love aliens. I love ghosts. We have to circle back to that one ghost hunting show that you did that one time. All of these things are incredible. Fun fact, I grew up as a gymnast, so I'm a little bendy. Favorite music, let's see. I'm kind of mainstream trash. Anything that's on the radio, honestly, as long as it's not respectfully country, I'll vibe. What else? Food. Listen, I love a good protein bar. You know this about me. Anything protein related, put it in my body. You know what I mean? A protein shake, a protein bar, a protein cookie even. I don't know. How much time do we have? How are we doing?
You just hit a minute, but if you want to keep going.
Easy. Pow. Okay, great.
Perfect. So we have so much to talk about as far as your career and your music and your videos, but I need to hear about Lancelot and your connection. Explain.
Bro, okay, so do you have any pets?
Yeah, I do.
What kind of pets do you have?
I have a dog and 2 cats and a fish. Okay,
perfect. Do you ever does your dog ever look you in the eye and the dog is all knowing? Does that happen to you?
It does. And the dog, our dog, he's waiting for a WALK behind me, kind of just patiently on the floor. But he holds eye contact better than any dog I've ever come across in my life. It blows my mind. He will just stare into your eyes for hours if you let him. It's crazy. Is Lancelot the same way?
He's the same way. And so we'll just sit and stare at each other for 10 minutes. And I just, and also, I feel like my mind wanders when this happens. And then also just knowing him, I'm like, oh no, I need to investigate this, but we're past life homies. I don't know in what capacity just yet, but for sure it was a thing.
All right. Well, your YouTube video or your YouTube channel has how many subscribers?
We, I think, are loosely at 200-ish K.
Okay. You need to do a live stream where you bring in a medium and you do some sort of seance-y magic and find out if you guys, who was he to you in your past life? Was he a sibling? Was he a parent or a pet in the past life?
Bro, that's the best idea I've ever actually heard in my life. So writing that one down, that's great.
Also, I don't know if you know this, but I have another podcast that I co-host called The Magical Mystery Hour. We have to have you as a guest. We do ghosts, Bigfoot, aliens, conspiracies, true crime. My co-host Amanda Benjamin and I, we have to have you on. We're on a break between seasons right now, but season 2 for sure. But we talked to a medium in season 1, and she told us about an experience she had with a ghost that came back for his dog, and they left together. This ghost and the dog were connected in the past life, they were together.
What?
Yeah. So it's totally possible.
Oh, No, yeah, we're doing that too. We're doing all that. We're doing all that and some.
Love it. And in the live chat here, Kelsey says on YouTube, the Phineas and Ferb dance party, which we did together, ran from 2011 to 2014. So my friend, it has been
Wow.
nearly 13 years.
That's not even real. That's crazy.
Are we even 13 years old yet?
No.
I feel like we're both kind of Peter Pans in our own right, where we're just like, we're going to be these fun kids who love to just do crazy stuff forever. And
I agree. I feel the exact same. I'm like, in my head, I'm like maybe 18, maybe.
right?
That's a reach.
Everyone around us just keeps getting older, but we're just living our 18-year-old lives.
Can't relate.
All right. So how old were you when you made your first viral video? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been, I think I was 18 actually. I need to look up the exact date.
Perfect
But
segue.
yeah, perfect segue. But
So
it was,
you made this viral video and you froze in time. You never aged again.
no, I said, this is, I now, my age is not a thing. I've married the universe.
Can we unpack that? What does marrying the universe mean?
You know, don't worry about it.
All right. I'm jumping over to your channel now to see what this is up to, because I remember when it took off and watching the numbers soar and being like, bro, this video, your first video here that I want you to talk about for a second, is now looks like up to 16 million views on YouTube.
That's so funny to me, bro.
Million.
That's ridiculous.
Tell us how this came about and why did this happen and what was the experience like making it?
Yeah, for sure. So before that video, I was kind of doing off of the recommendation actually of our little fan group at the Disney parks. They were like, you need to do YouTube videos. We want to see some stuff. And I was like, I will do them if you watch them. Cool. And so I kind of started doing what I would call now like living room covers, where I just put a mic and I would just do little performances. And it was something that I enjoyed doing. And then a friend of mine who worked at the parks with me was like, hey, these are good. Like, have you ever thought about doing like proper music videos? And I was like, no, but that sounds great. And he's like, I went to film school. Let's do it. And I said, perfect, let's go. And so this video
Was that Art Vega?
Yes, it was Art Vega, who I love for all reasons. That he literally just like started or helped me start this path, you know?
Yeah, he's an amazing guy too.
So this video was like just our first like attempt, like, oh, let's just do something like funny and fun, and we'll just like, it'll be a test run and we'll see what happens. And so we do this video, and as we kind of start planning it, it slowly evolved into a little bit more than we had planned, but like it was still going to be a practice kind of like, you know, funny video. And so I rented a mermaid tail.
Yes, you did.
As you know, as one does.
Yeah.
And I found a red wig and I said, oh no, we're doing this. If we're going to do this, if I'm showing up and singing on a beach, my guy, we're going to show up and we're going to sing on the beach. Okay. And so we made this video, and in my mind, it was going to be, this sounds like cliche because this is just, you know, how it happens. I was like, this is going to be something really funny for my friends and like my family. And like, you know, once we get this under our belt, we can do some like good stuff, you know? And so we put it out. It was great. It was funny. And I think it was like out for like about a weekish, give or take a day. And I woke up one morning and it was like a bunch of notifications and like emails and tweets. And I was like, what happened? What's going on? I thought it was like some kind of like national crisis or something. I was like, oh, what is this? And then I was like simultaneously like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I was like, no, why this video, please? of all the things, why this one? But it really kind of jump started the rest of my like social media career, which is kind of insane because it took when that started happening, I was like, oh, because then I had an interview with the Huffington Post, BroadwayWorld.com was covering it, and I was like, oh, this is like kind of serious. Like I should probably take this a little more seriously moving forward than I have, especially considering this wasn't what we were trying to do. And it just kind of like, I was like, I need to think about everything from this step forward, you know? And yeah.
It's so funny because I imagine like seeing all those notifications and realizing what's happening. I see the scene from That Thing You Do in my head when they're hearing their song on the radio for the first time and they're running down the street and turning on their car radios and banging on windows going, this is our song. But then you have that moment of, but why this song?
But why? No, please. I'm in a mermaid tail. I'm not wearing any clothes. What's happening?
All right. Well, we're going to show the video, but before we do, I want to encourage anybody who's listening on your favorite podcast platform to find these videos on his YouTube channel, Chris Villain, and check them out, or check out if you want to watch the whole recording of this podcast, see his face while he's talking to my face. That's at covetube.com. But gosh, I encourage you to go to his YouTube channel, and I'll say this again before we go home because it is just chock full. We're going to share a handful of stuff here today, but just everything there is something that your eye holes and ear holes will enjoy. We teased that it was an aerial thing, but what's the song?
It is Part of Your World, transposed into a key for the male voices.
Though your voice knows no limits. I'm sure
very kind.
In the original key, but so excited to share this with everyone. Here's Chris Villain and his first viral video, Part of Your World.
Maybe he's right. Maybe there is something the matter with me. I just don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the guy who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here you think, sure, he's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. Oh, you want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares? Big deal. I want more. I wanna be where the people are. I wanna see them dancing, walking around on those. Hey, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down a, what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Betcha on land they understand that they don't reprimand their own sons. Bright and strong men, sick of swimming, ready to stand, and ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it, what's the word, burn? When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore the world up above? Out of the sea, wish I could be part of that world.
Instant magic. And I've seen that video a bunch of times, but this was the first time I noticed, probably because your eyes were so dreamy, a surfer in the back of one of the shots.
Whoa!
What kind of looks were you getting from people on the beach when you were filming that?
So we shot that in Dana Point, and the beach was actually shockingly vacant, which was great. I think that's why we shot there.
Yeah, the rest of the shots were it was like cordoned off for you, shut down.
Yeah. And then there was like I met one girl, a small girl there, and I think she actually thought I was like a merman. And it was very sweet. And then like, I think a week after, so maybe 2 weeks out from it being posted, she commented, she's like, wait, I met you when you were there. I saw this. And I was like, that's you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was sweet.
The day that Everly auditioned for Yes Day, we were really early for her audition, so I stopped at this one of my favorite cemetery. It's in Westwood, and like Dean Martin's there, Natalie Wood, Marilyn Monroe, Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, like all these celebrities. So we were walking around, and there were some tourists there with their video camera, not even like a phone, but like a video camera. And we were at Natalie Wood's headstone, and it was like an old couple from like back somewhere in the South, and they said, you like Natalie Wood? You look like Natalie Wood when she was in the Santa movie, to Everly. And Everly said, yes, I'm an actress. I have an audition today. And they were like, oh my gosh, can we get video of you? And she was like, of course. And so they start rolling camera on Everly, and they're like, hi, who are you? And she's like, I'm Everly Carganilla. I'm an actress. I have an audition today for a movie called Yes Day. And I imagine like this couple somewhere in the world maybe has no idea they have that video, or they watch it.
Listen, Everly's a star. Everly's a star now. I don't care.
But it just reminds me of like someday maybe they'll comment on one of her videos. We met you that day that you auditioned for your first movie.
It'll absolutely happen.
Tell me about your Descendants video.
Oh man. So this one has a little bit of a different, I guess, story to it, so fast forward, we did that. And then, the YouTube channel's thriving a little bit. We're getting some recognition. And I think when we come to the Descendants video, this is a next milestone for me, because it was the first time I kind of like took everything into my own hands. Whereas before it was like, I don't know how to do this. And like, I don't know can somebody help me do this? And I had been doing it just long enough to where I was like, okay, I think I understand the different aspects of how to do this. And also the timing on this video was, I knew that this Descendants 3 was like about to come out, or they had just finished filming. So I was like, I need to do this fast right now for like relevant purposes,
Yeah. So you had no idea that Hades, or did you know that Hades was in Descendants 3?
So it had been kind of like hinted at, but I didn't know. Nobody knew. And I had a YouTube representative at the time who was sending, I think she had sent one of my peers, I think she had done a red carpet or something for Descendants, and then also like made a cameo in one. And I was like, oh, perfect. Beep boop beep. Hello, YouTube represent lady. Can you please do this for me? Because this is right up my alley. And she's like, oh my gosh, of course. Why didn't I think of this? Yeah, we'll make it happen. And I was like, boom, great. And then I never heard back from her. Oh. And so I was like, what happened? I thought this was gonna be cool. And then and so in a kind of rebellious act of defiance, I was like, now I'm gonna have to show you why this would have been perfect, because you passed up on this. And so I called my music producer, I choreographed something in my living room, and then we made this video. I kid you not, in like days. It was the turnaround was very fast. It was wicked fast, and it was part of the reason why I'm so proud of it, because on top of the fact of it being the first time where I was choreographing it, I was costuming it, I did the set direction, I wrote the song. It was the first time that I think, looking back now, I was like, look, Chris Villain is starting to show his face. He's not there yet, but this is like he's making his first little baby step in something that I'm still trying to wrangle and embody now. But I feel so much more comfortable now than I did back then. And it was like, I didn't even realize it at the time, but I was like, oh, we're stretching our wings a little bit, you know? And it was, that's why I think it was a milestone.
Well, some of the best work is created when the creator has a chip on their shoulders. And I love that. That's kind of what drove you to make this. Tell me about the song Make It Hot.
Yeah, so again, it had kind of been hinted at in like little previews. I was a fan of the Descendant series when it was coming out. And it had been hinted at that Hades, there was a lot of like little blue flames, and I was like, okay, so it's got to be something Hades. I didn't know in what aspect, but I was like, okay, if I were to do this, if I was writing the Descendant series, what would I do? And I decided to make like Hades' son, who if you look in the description of the video, there's like a very long paragraph of this whole synopsis that I wrote out for it that kind of explains the storyline of where he fits in.
And we talk about on COVE podcast so much the importance of fan fiction, because it takes being inspired by something that you're a fan of, something that you love and you're passionate about, and then it lights your own creative fire and causes you to make something out straight from your heart's fire in your heart. And it sounds like that's exactly what this is. Can't wait to share it with everyone. Here is Chris Villain and his own Descendants world, his own Descendants universe with Make It Hot.
I've been kept down here.
We've been kept down here.
But not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Now there's something to fear.
Yeah, there's something to fear.
Time to start a war. I'm tired of being on the sidelines when I know that the world should be mine. I'm done pretending that everything's fine. No, you ain't ready for this power of mine. Can you see the smoke that's rising? Can you feel this kind of heat? Ain't no way that you're surviving, 'cause you know I can't be beat. Bring the fire,
Let's make it hot. Let's make it hot. Let's make it hot.
I've been taking names here.
We've been taking names here.
I've been taking names there.
We've been taking names there.
Big plans in the making.
We got plans in the making.
And I ain't playing fair. What's wrong? Can't you feel the flames? When I'm done, they'll remember my name. Prince of the underworld, feeling my fame. Making the fates ground, changing the game. Now the temperature is rising. Can you feel this kind of heat? Ain't no way that you're surviving, 'cause you know I can't be beat. Bring the fire.
Let's make it hot. Let's make it hot. Let's make it hot. Let's make it hot.
He made it hot for sure.
That video.
So awesome, dude. And so through all of this, you're also like entering the cosplay community and becoming like a huge part of what you call nerd culture.
Yes, sir.
Explore what exactly? Can you define nerd culture?
Yeah, it's interesting that like when I reference nerd culture now, I feel like nerd culture has become so mainstream that it's just like mainstream media now, like pop culture.
It's
But
just culture.
it's just culture now, it's just pop culture. But at the time, when I was doing this, like cosplay wasn't even, nobody knew what that was. And I didn't even know that I was cosplaying because it was such a foreign like thing, at least to me and my surrounding group. And so people started, oh, you're the cosplaying YouTube guy. And I'm like, what is that? I don't know what that is. And they're like, you'd like dress up as characters. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that had a name, And I feel like that's just become so anything that used to be like nerd culture that was considered nerdy, or you were a nerd for liking it, is just kind of pop culture now, which is kind of great.
Well, and I love that you took it and you ran with it ever since, that first aerial video. You started that YouTube channel. You had your online presence. You were so connected with your fans. You did the mailboxes, and that is so important to make, people in your community or your tribe feel seen. And I've always been impressed with how great you've been at doing that and bringing everybody in your tribe along with you on your journey. It's so amazing. I want to jump ahead to COVID, that time in life where everyone got shut up and put inside and nobody could do anything. Oof. And we started to do here on the Vodacity Network live shows, live streamed through Zoom onto YouTube, and we eventually started doing musicals. And that's when I reached out to you again. I said, bro, we're doing musicals over here in the pandemic on the YouTubes. You want to come play with us? And you said, of course, yes, I do. I think maybe the first one you got involved with, it was Into the Woods.
Absolutely.
I asked you if you would do a duet with my daughter Everly, who was just 6 at the time. I watched this video again last night. Sweet little baby. So this was after she had filmed Yes Day, but she still seems like such a tiny, tiny person to me when I watch this now. She's 9, almost 10. But I think you hadn't heard the song yet when I was like, hey, would you do this with her? So you learned it. Not only did you learn it, but you decided in the height of COVID, you'd cosplay this as well. Tell me about that.
I remember you reaching out and I was like, I think I had met Everly like just briefly in person, like once or twice. And I was like, I am obsessed with this kid. I love her so much. And so when you said that, I was like, this is so sweet. Not only because I'm obsessed with Everly, but also I was like, that you would think of me to like do a duet with your daughter in general is like just the sweetest thing. And I was like, I'm not going to say no to this for obvious reasons. And so, yeah, you're like, this is the song. And I was like, okay, I've never heard it. Let me learn it real quick. But it had to be done this way. There was no other way to do it, which made me very excited because I was like, oh, I see why he asked me to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do what needs to be done.
And here is Chris and Everly with Hello Little Girl from Into the Woods.
Look at that flesh, pink and plump. Hello, little girl. Tender and fresh, not one lump. Hello, little girl. This one's especially lush, delicious. Hello, little girl. What's your rush? You're missing all the flowers. The sun won't set for hours. Take your
Mother
time.
said straight ahead, not to delay or be misled.
But slow, little girl, hark and hush. The birds are singing sweetly. You'll miss the birds completely. You're traveling so fleetly. Grandmother first, then Miss Plump. What a delectable couple.
art of perfection. One brittle, one supple, one
Mother
moment,
said,
my
come
dear.
what may, follow the path and never stray.
Just so, little girl, any path, so many worth exploring. Just one would be so boring, and look what you're ignoring. Think of those crisp, aging bones, and something fresh on the palate. Think of that scrumptious carnality twice in one day. There's no possible way to describe how you feel when you're talking to your meal.
Mother said not to stray, still I suppose a small delay. Granny might like a fresh bouquet. Goodbye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, little girl. And hello.
Magic.
I love Everly so much. She's so cute.
Over the magic of the internet, your pastor of flower in the thick of COVID. That was in June of 2020 that was made. Holy buckets, so much fun. And then you stuck around and we did a couple more musicals. And when we did Wicked, I said, Chris, we're doing Wicked. And you were like, yes. You reminded me for when we actually did the live stream on Vodacity, you did Popular.
Yeah.
And you made a video where you played both characters. Of course, Elphaba doesn't sing in that one, but you had the reactions and the acting. But that, I think, inspired you to take on another project, and we're going to get to share that. Tell us about the Chris Villain Defying Gravity magic video here. I can't wait to share.
So another milestone. You asked me to do that, and I was like, it would be super cool to sing Popular. I just don't know if that's in my wheelhouse of like range and like what I can do. But I was like, we're not doing anything else. Like, let me see if I can do it, you know? And so it was a very happy surprise. I was like, oh, this is in my wheelhouse, and I wouldn't have known unless you asked me. And then this video that we're going to watch is a big milestone for me because, I've always been able to sing, and I've, I can hold a tune great, but this was the first time I think I really okay, but how much, if I really tried, if I was not just okay, it's a tool in my belt. What if I try to be a singer, what does that look like? And this was the first time where I was like, let's put some gas in the fire and see how far I can go. And I recorded Defying Gravity, which one other YouTuber had done, but it wasn't all in the original key. So I was like, well, then I need to do it all in the original key. And so it was difficult for obvious reasons, but I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I didn't know that I had this skill. And so it was because I had that realization, I was like, I need to put this in the proper light. And the proper light just happened to be spending a vast amount of money just restaging our own Broadway version of it. But I don't think I've ever really actually come full circle and come back to thank you for that, because I would not have done it if it was not you asking me to do that initial Popular video. And ever since then, I've to this day feel like, oh, I'm a singer now. And I wouldn't have been because of that.
First of all, I always thought you were a singer. I know it's crazy. We all have our demons in our heads, and I always say, I'm not a singer. I can't do this and I can't do that. But I've always considered you to be a singer. And second of all, that's very nice of you to thank me. But I think such a huge part of a person's development and growth is that their willingness to say yes and take on new things. Of course, we talk about it at length on this podcast, but pushing yourself, spreading your wings, trying new things. But it all starts with saying yes, whether you're saying yes to yourself and something you've always wanted to do and finally taking that first step, or when someone reaches out and says, hey, you want to try? Would you get involved in this project with us? And just saying, yeah, let's do it. And diving in, 100% as you are apt to do. So I want to thank you for being that person that does. And when I text you out of nowhere, out of the blue, hey, want to be on my podcast? Want to record tomorrow? And you say, yes. That spirit that you have it's immeasurable, and it is so valuable, and I thank you, sir.
I love you, man. Thank you.
You mentioned staging this. How long was this production? Because as people are about to see, it's incredible.
Thank you. We again, with these things, it's like I get an idea, and then my problem, and it's such a blessing but such a curse, is it for certain projects, and this one was one of them, where like I can play a video in my head from beginning to end and like watch it, and once I've seen it, it's done. Like I have to do it. And so I'm like, oh no, I've already seen the full Broadway production of this, and so like now we have to do it. And then after that initial like pill has been swallowed, it just like vomits out. And so we shot it in 2 days. One day, actually that's a lie, we shot it in 1 day, but we took the first day to go to the theater, rig the lighting, test the fly rig. And so that was a prep day, really. But we shot it in 1 day, which is wild because, and a lot of people still don't know this going through the comments, that I do play both of those parts. And so we had to shoot the video twice, essentially. Right. And also twice in a very complicated way, because it's like my face can't be shown in certain ways. Yeah. But it was a marathon. And again, another milestone in the sense where I was like, this is insane. I don't know a lot of people that do this. And also like, I'm doing it. It's happening. I'm capable of this, which is very good to know, but terrifying to know, because now the next one has to be bigger,
Isn't that crazy when you have this crazy idea and you're like, for me, it was, I'm going to write and produce and make a feature film. And that seems like, no, I'm not. I could never do that. And then in the middle of doing it, you're like, I'm doing it. Like we're actually doing this. And the team, you mentioned you play both roles. You do like a full-on Parent Trap, Lindsay Lohan kind of a thing here. But I mean, you're Glinda and you're Elphaba, and just the camera angles and the movie magic. It's the amount of work and how exquisitely it is carried out is a huge credit to your direction and your crew's ability to make some really convincing stage film. But it's an incredible video. It looks like you dropped it a couple of years ago. You got 89,000 views on it already, but it deserves millions more. As people are about to see, here is Chris Villain and his production, his performance, stage performance, Broadway's quality of Defying Gravity.
Elphaba, why couldn't you have stayed calm for once instead of flying off the handle? I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy now. I hope you're happy how you've hurt your cause forever. I hope you think you're clever. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy too. I hope you're proud how you would grovel in submission to feed your own ambition. So though I can't imagine how, I hope you're happy right now. Elfie, listen to me. Just say you're sorry. You could still be with the wizard. What you've worked and waited for, you could have all you ever wanted. I know, but I don't want it. No, I can't want it anymore. has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can pull me down. Can't I make you understand? You're having delusions of grandeur. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'd sooner by defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, defying gravity, and you can pull me down. Gwen, come with me. Think of what we could do together. Unlimited. Together we're unlimited. Together we'll be the greatest team there's ever been. Glen, oh, dreams the way we planned them. If we work in tandem, there's no fight we cannot win. Just you and I, defying gravity. With you and I, defying gravity. They'll never bring us down. Alfie, well, are you coming? I hope you're happy now that you're choosing this. You too. I hope it brings you bliss. I really hope you get it and you don't live to regret it. I hope you're happy in the end. I hope you're happy, my friend. Hey, wait! No, it's me you want! It's me! So if you care to find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I am defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity, and soon I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me
Goosebumps, chills. I'm like, oh, just blown away. And people in the live YouTube chat are just like, dude, I'm listening at work and getting goosebumps right now.
Oh, they're so nice. Thank you,
Chills.
guys.
Oh my gosh, dude. Incredible, not just vocal performance. And I encourage, again, anybody listening to the audio podcast, find this Defying Gravity male cover by Chris Villain on YouTube. Watch the video. Holy buckets. It'll bring goosebumps to your arms, chills to your soul. Amazing.
Thank you, dude. Coming back to it, it literally, I would not have done it if you didn't ask me that first time.
Well,
So
you
thank
said
you.
yes. You said yes. So, what is the, as of today, what is the culmination of all of this work, this creative journey? What are you working on right now?
Yeah, so we've now, and I think this whole time, it's definitely been something that I've been wanting to do. It's just, I think I've realized this, or up until now, that like if I wanted to do this the way that I want to do it, I need more time, and we've gotten here finally. And I'm now on this like solo pop music venture, which has been so cool, and is really my next kind of like hurdle and obstacle that I'm navigating through, because it's very easy to replicate people's work, at least for myself and in my experience. And it's something that I've polished, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. And creating something of your own that's brand new, that doesn't exist, is its own new kind of adventure,
Sure.
And so, yeah, I just released a song called Freakshow. And it was a song, and this has been such a nice little walk down memory lane for me, honestly, because this is now like, this video that I'm so proud of is the culmination of like, yes, Chris Villain has now polished his skills, and we're presenting it, and it's not perfect. It's not exactly where I want to be and where I want to go, but like, I'm very, very proud of where I've come and how far I've come. And so we're kind of just seeing what happens from here,
Yeah, I was going to ask, is it part of a bigger project?
Yeah, this
To be
video
determined.
was actually, I'm working on a visual EP. So meaning there's a few songs, and they all will correlate together in a singular storyline, and it will end up being a very cool hybrid of like short film but music video. And this video was supposed to initially be a part of that, but it grew too big, too fast, and I was like, no, this is gonna steal the spotlight from everything else. So let's just make this a coming out solo song, because I had also before this I dabbled obviously with the Descendants video, but I had never really released like original music under like Chris Villain as an artist.
Right.
Because that was kind of still leaning on like the Descendants IP. And so this was also like a very nice, hey guys, I'm doing solo music now.
Creating your own thing. Yeah, I mean, as you said, like, this is an original, a Chris Villain original. I feel like along the way you have, just as you said, polished your skills, your vision, and used covers as a tool to grow as an artist. And I'm so excited to see just like the butterfly that comes out of this cocoon. And this is the first step, and it is so beautifully executed. When I watch it, I get a lot of Britney Spears circus vibes, some Greatest Showman vibes, but it is also just 100% Chris Villain as well, and I love it. And here is an original Chris Villain, Freakshow.
Bonjour, bonsoir à tous et soyez les bienvenus. Ce soir n'est pas une soirée comme les autres, car ce soir, votre vie est sur le point de changer à tout jamais. Une fois que vous aurez traversé cette tente, vous aurez été les témoins de quelque chose d'incroyable, de fantastique et d'absolument hallucinant. Vous ne serez plus jamais les mêmes. Mesdames, mesdemoiselles, messieurs, le Freakshow de Chris Villain.
Watch the curtains open. Heard you wanted a show. Now don't believe everything you know, but let your mind be blown. No looking back, just take a seat, 'cause I'm ready to amaze. You never seen anything like me. No mirrors, no haze. I got no strings you can see for the tricks up my sleeves. Anything goes for a little fee. Baby, the spectacular ain't free. Welcome, come one, come all night. Give you what you want, what you need all night. Feeling good, feeling flirtatious. I'll make you feel rich, I'll make you feel famous. Ain't no rules under the big top. Bright lights, nitty gritty, and we won't stop. Voices in your head screaming you should let go. Come on babe, why don't you join the freak show? Feel the heat inside of you. The show's just begun. Crowd's crazy on the feet. The best is yet to come. Father, son, who's to judge? Only in misfits I trust. Don't you wanna go? Don't you wanna be? I need you to keep your eyes on me. Yeah. Welcome, come one, come all night. Give you what you want, what you need all night. Feeling good, feeling flirtatious. I'll make you feel rich, I'll make you feel famous. Ain't no rules under the big top. Bright lights, nitty gritty, and we won't stop. Voices in your head screaming you should let go. Come on babe, won't you join the freak show? Voices in your head screaming you should let go. Come on babe, won't you join the freak show? Welcome, come one, come all night. Give you what you want, what you need all night. Feeling good, feeling flirtatious. I'll make you feel rich, I'll make you feel famous. Ain't no rules under the big top. Bright lights, nitty gritty, and we won't stop. Voices in your head screaming you should let go. Come on babe, won't you join the freak show? Welcome, come one, come all night. Give me one night and I'll change your life. Something new, something outrageous. You wanna see it, you wanna feel famous. Sneak a peek, show you what I've got. Bright lights, nitty gritty, and we won't stop. Voices in your head screaming you should let go. Come on babe, when you join the freak show.
Oh my gosh, let's go. Let's keep on going. And for anybody who wants to keep following you and keep up with any updates, we know, of course, you're on YouTube. Where else can people find you and stay up to date?
Oh, you guys, you can find me at most places just at Chris Villain, except for Twitter. Somebody took my name. So that's Chris_Villain. But yeah, and stay in touch with all the craziness that's coming up.
If you enjoyed this episode of COVE, please leave us some positive feedback. A comment on YouTube if you're watching the video, or a review on the podcast platform if you're listening. And of course, be sure to subscribe or follow on YouTube or wherever you're listening to us, whatever podcast platform. Every like, comment, and review helps us with the algorithm to reach new audiences. As a small independent podcast, this is very important to help our show grow. So thank you in advance. I appreciate your time always. I hope you'll tune in to the next one. Until then, make each day count.